Are you tired of all these new breweries popping up all around your neighborhood and place of business? Are you tired of the seemingly unending supply of high-quality new varieties of craft beer available just minutes from you? Of course not. That's like saying you're tired of adorable puppy videos or melted cheese dip. That's practically un-American. But seriously, maybe you are tired of the mundane, industrial space breweries springing up all over that offer nothing more than some benches in a cold, dark, concrete, and metal room. What I'm here to tell you about is something totally different. A new type of brewery with an environment that you will actually want to spend time in. What do Pacific Northwesterners love more than recycling, granola, and Subarus? Beer. What else do they like? The great outdoors. Camping, hiking, sitting around a campfire with friends and telling tall tales of how great things used to be. What myself and our group of investors is proposing is Camp Brewski, an outdoor-themed brewery where you, your family and friends can come relax and enjoy a cold one, or five, in our indoor lodge area or expansive outdoor patio. Will Camp Brewski have amazing food for you to enjoy while you're chillaxing to the maximum? Of course. Will Camp Brewski make this food fresh, in-house, from only locally sourced farm-to-table ingredients? No, we don't know food, so we're going to get people who do. Camp Brewski will have a dedicated space and full utility hookups for local food trucks to come and rent space. The Northwest has some of the best food truck culture in the world, and we're going to capitalize on that rather than reinvent the wheel. Where are we going to put this brewery? In good old Vancouver, Washington, in a neighborhood underserved by great beer and proper relaxing venue. As our expected success comes and the profits soar, we would expand our business model to new, similar locations and ideally, eventually, a place a little more removed from the urban and suburban sprawl and have a true campground type location with space to host great musical acts and other performers. To get all this started, we would secure a small business administration loan. If you haven't already guessed, atmosphere is what will differentiate Camp Brewski from other local breweries. We will of course have all the usual things like on-site beer brewing, brewery tours, and off-site beer distribution. The brewery itself will have a taproom style bar with a camp lodge theme where patrons can enjoy a cozy camp vibe or a year-round outdoor patio with a variety of camp seating options, campfire style setups, and the aforementioned food carts to get some of the great local grub. The revenue for Camp Brewski will come from sales of our high quality beer, beer distribution, food cart rental spaces, as well as facility tours and some small merchandise sales. Camp Brewski's primary income is expected to be from the on-site sale of our house brewed beer, with some marginal income from guest taps from other high-quality local breweries. We want you to enjoy our beer, but we understand if you have a local favorite that's hard to beat. You'll come around eventually. Our beer distribution will initially include kegs to distributors and other bars and breweries, or private sales through the brewery directly, with longer term looking into some local bottling distribution should the demand be there. Camp Brewski will be structured as a limited liability company, or LLC. Geographically, we will be located near downtown Vancouver, Washington, in a neighborhood recognized as underserved by a high-quality brewery with a high-quality loitering space. We believe this area is ideal due to the recent urban revitalization happening over the past several years, bringing new businesses and consumer interest. Intellectual property protection is difficult for breweries, as food and drink recipes in general cannot be trademarked. Trade secrets are the name of the game here, just ask Coca-Cola. We will keep our recipes secret, as good beer recipes are hard to exactly replicate. So long as our product is high quality and consumers love it, we should be safe. Our management structure will utilize our team of 5 expert investors to handle the roles of operations manager, office manager, facilities manager, finance manager, and supply chain manager. Each of our investors comes from a diverse background of finance, engineering, marketing, and procurement. Everyone from the team has a bachelor's degree in their area of specialty, plus a master's degree of business administration from the great school of Washington State University. We have Daniel Kenny functioning as the operations manager. Daniel is a chemical engineer who has quality, process, product, and program management experience and has worked on sales forecasting and long-term strategic planning at a large technical materials company. Operations management at a small brewery will be like a vacation job for him. Amy Culhane has an administrative experience with the Bonneville Power Administration, as well as marketing and public affairs experience with the Port of Anchorage, and business and economic development experience with the Anchorage Economic Development Corporation. This diverse combination of experience will make office management a breeze for Amy. Megan Sweeney has over 9 years of finance industry practice and currently works as a senior accountant. Her past experience in investor and public relations, being an intermediary between finance and sales, managing cash flows, payrolls, and financial reports, makes her the obvious candidate for our expert financial manager. Hector Berrigan has worked in procurement for over 6 years, and in addition to his MBA, has a degree in finance and economics. Hector has worked for construction, packaging, and paper companies. His diverse experience with sourcing, contract services, equipment rental, and procurement makes him our obvious choice to manage the supply chain of Camp Brewski. Finally, myself, Jonathan Wormwood, has a master's in material science engineering in addition to my business administration work. I have worked as a process engineer, quality engineer, applications engineer, and manufacturing engineer in a variety of production environments such as solar cells, laser equipment, and semiconductor equipment. This diverse industrial experience will allow me to expertly function as the site's facilities manager, ensuring all equipment is up and running at peak efficiency to produce the best beer this side of the Columbia. As part of our commitment to the community at large and our desire to be a progressive and socially responsible business, Camp Brewski will endeavor to use sustainable and locally sourced ingredients wherever possible or not grossly cost prohibitive. Reducing waste and energy consumption should be part of the goals of any responsible business, and Camp Brewski will be no exception. We aim to be carbon neutral by purchasing carbon offset credits and use rooftop solar panels to supplant our energy needs. Additionally, beer brewing consumes a lot of water. Camp Brewski will look to optimize this usage through high-efficiency, modern equipment with constant process monitoring capabilities. Packaging of any future Camp Brewski products will aim to be post-consumer recycled and environmentally friendly. Camp Brewski will operate at the highest corporate social and ethical responsibility levels and engage in community betterment and support activities wherever possible. Camp Brewski will look to partner only with suppliers and businesses that operate at these same levels of social and environmental responsibility. One of every 10 beers sold in America is produced by a craft brewery. According to the Brewers Association, in 2017, craft breweries saw a 5% volume increase, reaching 12.7% of the total U.S. beer market by volume. This increase is expected to continue at the same rate for the next several years. Retail sales of craft beer also increased by 8%, up to $26 billion, now accounting for more than 23% of the $111 billion U.S. beer market. What's the takeaway here? People like good beer. Small and independently owned craft breweries now account for 98% of all U.S. breweries. Despite the U.S. beer market actually being slightly down in 2017, the number of craft breweries was still increasing. The general thinking behind this trend is that people want to support local businesses rather than large corporate name brands. Smaller, local craft brewers are viewed as more community-focused, tied into their local target markets with an atmosphere that is more genuine and relatable. In the Vancouver and Portland metro areas, there's a fair amount of brewery competition. According to the Vancouver Chamber of Commerce, in 2017 there were 24 established breweries. Over the last decade, there has been a decline in the beer market, with the alcohol market shifting towards wine and spirits. Between 2006 and 2016, there was a 10% shift from beer to wine and spirits. Despite this, in the same time period, craft brewery numbers increased from 1,400 in 2006 to 5,324 in 2016. The primary two generations of craft beer drinkers are Generation X at 55% and Millennials at 40%. Vancouver, Washington census data indicates that there are around 50,000 people in this age range. This is the target audience for Camp Brewski and what we will craft and market towards. Millennial spending is experience focused, which is where Camp Brewski will excel compared to other local competitive breweries with our engaging and comfortable year-round outdoor atmosphere. Camp Brewski seeks to differentiate itself from other local area bars, restaurants, and breweries through the establishment of its unique and comprehensive outdoor experience. The food carts, brewery tours, large, comfortable patio, lodge-style taproom, and of course the amazing beer will all contribute to a unique and inviting outdoor community vibe. Camp Brewski's focus on quality beer, engaging experience, and great customer service with a unique atmosphere is what will set us apart and allow us to thrive in the Vancouver market. In general, the food and beverage industry is high risk. Even businesses who appear to have everything going right for them, from customer base to location, have many ways to fail. Camp Brewski has evaluated many of these successes and failures and developed plans to mitigate the major risks. As Camp Brewski grows, the risks will be reevaluated and risk mitigation plans updated. We have already briefly discussed the protection of beer recipes. Since they cannot be trademarked, our plan is to simply keep them as trade secrets. Replication will be difficult, and Camp Brewski will endeavor to constantly keep its beer lineup fresh and tailored to customer tastes based on solicited customer feedback. Key factors for competitive success in the craft beer industry include the establishment of a brand name, which includes branding and name recognition through logo design, labeling, and advertising. Additionally, we need to control distribution networks, market products with offbeat branding and unique packaging that distinguish our craft brand from corporate brands, have effective quality control, and manage seasonal products. A key factor in any brewery is to focus on making high-quality beer from superior ingredients. The quality of the beer is the critical factor that drives the success of any brewery in the industry. Market research from Nielsen indicates that a generational shift in drinking preferences, with millennials reporting that drinking beer is most closely associated with being social, outdoors, and for special occasions. Additionally, millennials look to connect and engage with a genuine story. Respondents from Generation X report that drinking beer is more closely related to large parties and after-work events. In terms of impactful advertising, millennials report that they are more influenced by digital advertising and in-store tastings, whereas Generation X reports that TV and print ads are more likely to influence purchasing decisions. Camp Brewski's marketing strategy will take these trends into consideration to cultivate relationships, increase market share and brand awareness, and build loyalty. In terms of relationships with customers, digital and personal engagement will be drivers of Camp Brewski's success. While beer will be sold as the primary revenue generator, Camp Brewski will also sell an experience via tours and seek to emulate the brewery theme digitally through its website and social media. Personal engagement between the brewmaster and customers will be encouraged, and bartenders will be expected to provide excellent customer service. All staff and employees will be expected to solicit customer feedback both verbally and digitally. This engagement will help drive responses and build relationships with customers. Over 60% of survey participants indicated that they would enjoy taking brewery tours and learning more about beer. So Camp Brewski will emphasize education and experience throughout all customer interactions. Camp Brewski's marketing budget will be based on traditional allocations distributed between Salesforce, advertising, and promotion. Upon startup, Camp Brewski will be in the introduction lifecycle phase. Due to the nature of the business and emphasis on in-house beer sales versus distribution sales, a lower percentage of the budget will be utilized on a formal sales force. Advertising and promotion will be the focus upon startup, with budget also put towards promoting beer through free samples and attending local events and trade shows. As Camp Brewski grows, it will adjust its marketing budget allocations accordingly, shifting more budget to a formal sales force in order to increase distribution sales. This will reduce advertising and promotional spending. However, the promotional strategy of offering free samples and incorporating deals on volume purchases will continue to be a cornerstone of the promotional plan. Camp Brewski will attend and exhibit at local craft beer events to establish itself in the local market and possibly explore national events to increase visibility and the opportunity to capitalize on larger distribution channel opportunities and revenue streams. To cover startup costs, Camp Brewski will take a $400,000 commercial loan at an expected interest rate of around 6%. Each founder will contribute $20,000 towards the $100,000 down payment of this loan, plus another $30,000 each for a total startup capital of $550,000. This is enough to cover the $176,000 required for brewery equipment and $200,000 for restaurant furniture, site development, and site lease. Should a small business loan be declined, investors will be required to invest more, as well as seek startup capital from angel investors. Retained earnings in the first 3 years of operation are expected to be low due to reinvestment of capital. The income statement projection from 2019 through 2021 anticipates cost outweighing revenues in the first year of operation, with stronger profitability in subsequent years. Camp Brewski projects sales of 500 barrels in year 1, 1,000 barrels in year 2, and 1,500 barrels in year 3, consistent with similar brewery startups in the region. Revenue has been projected based on 247 pints per barrel at an average per barrel cost of $180. With a sales price of $5 per pint and an estimated 10% spillage rate, Camp Brewski projects $1,111.50 in revenue per barrel sold. There will be minor revenue streams from merchandise sales, experience events, and food cart rentals. Camp Brewski anticipates charging a nominal fee of $5 in exchange for a 30 to 45 minute tour of the brewing facilities with, of course, a tasting room experience at the end of the tour. As popularity grows, Camp Brewski estimates a minimum of 50 tours per year, which will look to include events such as live music in the future. As previously mentioned, Camp Brewski's current business model does not include an in-house kitchen. Instead, it will partner with a variety of local food trucks to sell food on site. Typical cart rental areas with utility hookups run approximately $800 per month. Camp Brewski intends to charge less than that in the early stages of the business to drive interest for the food trucks to engage in partnership. This will be a mutually beneficial relationship for both parties. Camp Brewski has aspirational goals of growing and succeeding in our market over a 10-plus year period, and to that end, we've established some milestones for success. In year 1, we seek to primarily build brand awareness and grow market share. By year 5, we plan to have an expanded distribution network and plan to be successful enough to be building a second location. By year 10, we hope to have a larger, more rural or spacious location that would allow even more outdoorsy camping experience that can accommodate overnight stays in small cabins, tents, or yurts. We also anticipate having outside beer sales of bottles through regional stores. In the meantime, check out our website and grab some friends or family and enjoy a nice cold brewski. I should probably be more excited about that.
It's okay. It's gonna be cut. Just kidding.
He's cash position with constant process monitoring capabilities. Don't scratch your face in the video. That's where I want you to say, "Go Cougs!"
Go Beebs!
God damn it. Advertising and promotion will be the focus, will be focused upon. Crap, I don't want to read this again. Okay. The quality of the beer is the critical factor that drives success. It's a two-syllable word, it's pretty straightforward.
Just do the whole.
Small and independently owned craft breweries now account for 98%. I got a seed in my teeth, and it's in my mouth. Got it. We will be located near downtown Vancouver, Washington. Just gonna get beer for the theme. Possible or not grossly cost prohibitive. Grossly cost prohibitive. I'm gonna say that paragraph again.